Welcome back to Fandom on Demand, my lovelies. Before we get started today, I must take a moment to sincerely apologize for an unforgivable error that I made in the last episode. Apparently, I forgot to mention that Art Hindle and Ned Werdimer guest starred in The Deadly Imposter. I am so thigh-suckingly sorry. Mea culpa, mea culpa. So I have decided to get a jump start on this week's episode by pointing out that Norman Fell of Three's Company fame and Jess Walton of The Young and the Restless both guest star in this episode. I don't watch soap operas, so I will have to take IMDb's word for it. Also, a woman named Barbara Rhodes who had a recurring role on Soap and was in The Goodbye Girl. There were others, but those were the three that I felt were the most notable. If I left someone else out, then I'm so sorry. You can have me taken out and shot, I guess. Are we good? Are we all happy? Can we move on? Dad? Okay, great. We've come to our next big fan favorite episode, and Starsky's first physical hurt comfort episode. This is Shootout. Something you have to understand about Starsky, he's a bullet magnet. He just is. He takes lead in every single season except for season 2, I believe. It's a little ridiculous. By the last time it happened, I was like, why do you even leave the house without wearing Kevlar? On the other hand, he does hurt so very well. So, without further ado, let's have ourselves a nice shootout. We open on a dark and soon-to-be stormy night as the guys are interrogating some dude with a heavy accent. The accent means he's guilty. Starsky appears to be a bit agitated. Make that a lot agitated. Jeez.
That creep's holding firm.
No, I don't think so. I think you're starting to get cold. You know, you get pretty scary when you get mad.
Huh?
Almost broke my back in it.
Oh, never mind. They were just playing a rather convincing game of good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, it must be all those Bela Lugosi movies I saw when I was a kid.
It's pronounced Lugosi, sweetie.
Starky's Bela Lugosi.
Ah, great. You've turned me into Hutch. They move the conversation about what to do on their date night, because that's so totally what it is. Hutch wants to stay in and have breakfast for dinner, which is always a classic choice, but Starsky wants to go out for Italian. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't think Hutch would cave in, but if he didn't, we kind of wouldn't have an episode.
Let me explain something about my partner. You see, he's going to come back in here, and he'll be very calm. He'll apologize, smile. And then he's going to ask me to go get a cup of coffee for him. Oh, he knows that the cafeteria in this place is in the basement. It's going to take me 5 or 6 minutes to get down there and get back up here with a coffee. Well, that's a long time to be in the same room with a man who's as angry as he is.
So basically, Starsky is the Hulk. I really like this whole opening. It's so much fun to see them play like this. It's totally irrelevant to the rest of the episode, but it's fun.
We are willing to take all night. Right? Oh, you got a date tonight, don't you?
With me?
All right. All right. But you gotta believe me. I mean, I was stoned out of my head. I didn't know what I was doing, all right?
Ah! He dropped the accent! It's almost as if you can't trust that guy or something. Storm started. Very ominous. We meet 2 assassins hanging out in a hotel room. That guy looks like a werewolf. They're after a man named Vic Monty, and they're gonna hit him at a restaurant. Perhaps an Italian restaurant? And it's here that we meet Teresa, and she is quite the little troublemaker, this one. She lets the 2 hitmen know when to show up. She's trying to get her boyfriend Jimmy to leave, but he's not biting. Ugh, I hate guys who can't take the hint to go away. And that's not even a hint. She's blatantly telling him to piss off, and he won't go. Anywho, from here on out, what we have here is a bottle episode, and when it's done well, there is nothing I love more than a bottle episode. That is a setup where, it's usually done for budget reasons, you have an episode that's done in real time in one location. And I love them because you really have to rely on the strength of the writing and the acting to hold the audience's attention. There's no car chases or big action pieces or anything else to distract them, so you'd better hope that your characters and your actors are strong enough to keep our attention for 40 minutes. And this isn't a true bottle episode because of the beginning and the ending, but whatever, close enough. In come our guys, where of course Werewolf pegs them for cops right away.
Hey, I told you you'd like this place. You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah, the restaurant your grandmother used to live over when you were a kid.
How'd you know that?
Starsky, every time we walk into an Italian restaurant, it reminds you of the restaurant your grandmother lived over when you were a kid.
Yeah, I guess it does.
So married. Poor Starsky. He's in such a good mood. He goes to the bathroom while Hutch is quietly disarmed by the old guy. Starsky tries to intervene, but unfortunately, werewolves have much faster reflexes than cops.
Hey, this must be the place.
Oh, Mr. Roper, you always pick the worst times to drop in.
They said only Monty'd be shot. Only Monty.
You said only Manny'd be shot. God, I hate stupid people who actually buy that line. Go and die now, Teresa. So with Starsky basically out of commission for the rest of this episode, it's completely up to Hutch to get them all out of it. And I really love him when he gets like this.
Huh? I'm right here.
Yes? Yes? Huh?
It's okay, buddy. I'm right here.
Huh?
Be still, my beating heart.
Hey, we really goofed, huh?
Honey, I love you, but you really goofed.
Hey, I gotta get him to a hospital.
You set yourself, it's only a shoulder wound.
And a head wound.
I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight.
Holy crap, Hutch is strong. I mean, I know Starsky's shorter than him, but he's kind of bulky too. Hutch has also been paying razor-sharp attention to all the conversation around him and knows that this is all Teresa's fault.
You set him up, didn't you?
You don't know how it is.
Well, then how is it?
Vic Monty had my brother killed.
Which brings us right back to my point. You set him up.
Well, they can be very convincing when they want to be.
Who can? Your brother was family, huh? Take it easy. Take it easy. I'm right here.
Do you think I wanted to get involved in this? My brother was a baby. He wasn't even 20 years old.
I'm pretty sure infancy ends well before 20. He's got absolutely no sympathy for her, and I love it. No, he doesn't want you, stupid.
What do you want?
Take a table up front. I want you visible from the front door.
So if Vic Monty comes in here, sees I'm a cop, he'll think he's safe.
You're so intelligent you put it together.
Oh, it doesn't take much intelligence.
But, I mean, I am really smart. Werewolf sits down to have a drink with Mr. Roper and his horrible assistant. Norman Fell is actually quite good in this role, and it's amazing that I can feel sympathy for one-off characters while Starsky's bleeding to death in the back room. Hutch is so unbelievably gentle in these scenes. This is where David Soul's very smooth voice comes in real handy. Hutch comes up with a plan for Starsky to make a loud noise to distract Werewolf and Old Man so Hutch can go for the gun.
Hey. Yeah. You got any plans after this is all over?
It's up to you.
Aw, he's trying to propose.
Hey. Next time you want scrambled eggs, don't let me talk you out of it.
Ha! I will take that as permission to dictate what you eat from now until the end of time.
Gonna get me out of this.
It's really nice to know you can be counted on.
It's all over for you anyway.
Jeez, poor Mr. Roper.
What should I do? Call a cop?
Okay, she can die too.
Yeah, you're really something, ain't you? Huh?
I could be anything you want me to be.
You're what? Hold it. Cheap tramp. Let me tell you something. If you were any kind of a broad, you'd stick with that guy, whether he was a toad or not.
Werewolf's got an odd set of morals. When seducing him doesn't work, she moves on to Hutch. Might have worked a little better if you hadn't just insulted him.
Story of my life. You know, Sammy's been good to me. Really good. So do I do. Tell him to go drowned.
Lady, he doesn't care. Meanwhile, Teresa's spilling her guts out to Jimmy, and apparently they threatened her mother if she didn't go along with this. Alright, I guess that's a little bit understandable. A little bit. Jimmy don't take kindly to that and thinks he's a big man in his green and black striped shirt and completely screws up Hutch's plan. Boy, the list of people I'm okay with getting killed off in this episode just keeps steadily rising. Are you kidding me? More random customers? For God's sake! You'd think they'd have planned this better, what with them being the mob and all. Hutch regroups quickly, though, and comes up with a new plan to have Teresa search the place for a gun.
Well, before your trigger-happy pal got so excited, I thought I heard something fall back in the office. I'd like to go check my partner out.
I could just check my partner out all day. Hearing all the commotion outside, Starsky has tried to take matters into his own hands, but he didn't get far. In his defense, Hutch does keep failing to get the bad guys.
What do I think? You want me to set you up?
You think you can?
Well, he did carry you back there. I think he can handle it. Turns out there is an old, unused gun in the place, and they're just gonna pray that it still works. Alright, fine. Teresa can live.
You want a beer, you pay for it.
You tell him, Teresa. Hey, those cops are all alike. They're all trying to get something for nothing.
How much?
50 cents?
50 cents? I might take up drinking if I could do it that cheaply. The old couple immediately start regretting their entire lives. I have a feeling that's going to be me in about 50 years. Mr. Roper and his jerky, selfish assistant make up, I guess. Personally, I'd kick her to the curb.
Sammy, what I did over there before that was really something else, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Hey, you only did what you thought was right.
Please, Sammy, don't make me feel more guilty about it. Can you say something funny, make me laugh?
How about, I love you.
But apparently he loves her? Name one thing there is to love about this woman. Besides her looks, I mean something of substance.
I'm going back there and you're not going to stop me.
Oh, okay, I guess you are. Don't make me give you my disappointed dad finger wag.
You know something? You look terrible.
He does not!
From what I understand, this thing is liable to go off in my face as anything.
Well, you always did want an excuse to get your teeth capped. Hey.
Yeah.
Hurry.
Yeah.
I was just kidding about the teeth.
Oh, so sweet! Just as Monty pulls up, Hutch springs into action and takes out the bad guy. And just as quickly, Monty pulls away. Wait. Vic, Monty, and his guys heard the gunshots from inside their car in a thunderstorm and were able to pull away. But Mr. Roper and the old couple didn't hear a thing until they were well inside, even though gunshots were going on then too. What? Hutch, I take back everything I ever said about you. And I'm pretty sure I'll be taking that back in the next episode. But for now, you're my hero.
I'm hungry.
That's my boy. After such a wonderful episode, let's close out with one of the worst tags ever. Starsky's got a canon middle name now. It's Michael. I can't imagine where they got that.
Hello. I got a dog without a nose.
Really? How does he smell?
Terrible.
Lord, make it stop.
Hello. Did you hear about the woman who got hurt taking a milk bath?
No, what happened?
Cow slipped, fell on her head. Bam.
Please stop. Hutch, you normally have more dignity than this. Are you just indulging him because he's hurt? Oh, I guess not, because they all ditched him. Presumably, Hutch took all the guests to go and have an orgy. And that was Shootout. Suspenseful, emotional, very tightly written episode with some really great guest characters. I love it. I really can't give this episode enough praise. Also, I have decided to start making a chart of the Hurt Comfort episodes, and if we include emotional Hurt Comfort in that, Starsky is leading by 3-1. Starsky, you need to man up a little bit. But we've still got 3.5 seasons to go, so it's anybody's game. This has been Fandom on Demand, bringing you fandom when you demand it.